What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, and the baby girl, Courtney. ReadOptionAgency.com, 21 years selling on eBay, and today is Friday. Friday. So we're going to get into the crappy overnight. We're going to get into the crappy week. And we're going to see as of yet, has the change I made yesterday by opting out of the international shipping program, even though I do the international shipping myself, see if that's changed anything as of yet. And being that I've already used the word crappy twice, you can probably already guess that it hasn't. All right, let's get into this. For overnight, in between 9:45 and 5:45, nothing. Desert. That's a lot of hours to have nothing. I haven't had a big blank space like that in a couple of weeks. So, and on the down indicator at this time last night, the thing was spiking. So, obviously the website was down. They had it down, something, maybe trying to still repair stuff or throwing more updates without repairing stuff, whichever way you want to look at it. So, very crappy overnight. I only had 11 items to pull. Had one Bonanza and 2 True Gatherers, though. So this morning we are at 10 a.m., 10:09 to be exact. You know, I like to be at 150 to 250. The days I know everything's fine, I'm over that by 10, but I'm only at $86 at 10 a.m. So far that hasn't done, switching that off hasn't done nothing as of yet. Yesterday, only made it to $596. So now it's pulling teeth just to get to $600 now. So it's like we've gone down another level. And ever since Saturday was 950, 916, 822. Then I had that huge drop off at 450, then 630, and then 596. So not good at all. Traffic-wise yesterday, only 35 items sold. Tuesday, when I had that huge bad day dip, 36 items sold. So it was basically almost a repeat of that day. Only I sold probably a few more higher dollar items than that day was. So that was the only difference. So my 70 item days have disappeared again. Cut in half. Getting the same amount of impressions and all that stuff. So every number's still down except my quantity sold. It's down 8.8. But we're going to go into week and see what the week looked like. I usually do a Thursday to Thursday. So we got the 4th through the 11th. Alrighty, 4th through the 11th. Well, at least the week of sales compared to the week prior was up. Did right under $6,000 in sales for the week, up 12.6%. Net sales, $4,237, up 21%. Quantity sold, 432 items, up 12%. My average sale price about the same at $14. which I like to have at 15 plus. But like on these days where it seems like things aren't working properly, I'm only selling the low dollar media. Like for some reason, those higher dollar items are just not clicking. And sales via fixed price, we already did that. Just under $6,000, up 12.6. So total buyers, 375 total buyers, up 7%. So my one-time buyers, 97% of my sales, up 5%. Repeat buyers, 11, 2.9% of my sales, up 175%. Now we get into these top 5 items, and we got a new one on the list. But first, we've got number 5. We've got sports apparel, MLB fan souvenir and apparel, Cardinal hats, basically. Sold $219 worth, down 22.3%. Not surprising, being the Cardinals are struggling. So, but new on the list, coming in at number 4, we've got men's t-shirts. $233 worth, up 3%. Number 3 is the same old cassette tapes. $644 in cassette tapes, up 9.4%. Number 2, the same. Music CDs, $1,006, up 10%. And number 1, as always, hats. $1,250 in hats for the week, up 27%. So that was a nice little rebound on hats. Because I think, wasn't the week before down like 30%? I believe. Don't remember, but that's probably why it's up 30 this time. Almost like it balanced out. And we'll throw in a trying to make the charts. Coming in at number 6, we've got women's hats. $204, up 254% in women's hats. So that may have been, I didn't look to see how many of the big fancy hats I sold this week. I didn't really pay too much attention because I know there was at least a couple because of horse racing. So that could have been what drove that. I'm not sure. All right. Wanted to speak on, somebody asked the question when I made a comment yesterday about what do I mean about new items and coming after things. So I want to talk about that a little more because I saw another thing today where another company's jumping on board. So if you sell new items that you pick up at the thrift store, yard sales, you bought it for yourself at the store, you put it online, careful when it comes to listing it as new. From what I hear, even if you list it as used and they can see the tags and the pictures, they can still nab you. But companies are coming after resellers selling new items and using the fact that you're not a distributor of those items. Nike basically started it. Levi's is on board. And they also throw in, you can't sell them overseas to places where they have not been released. So you can't do international new on Levi's, and I wouldn't chance it with Nike brand either, just because you don't know if it's been released overseas or not. So those are the 2 big ones right now, but a lot of other people are jumping on board, and I saw that Sony PlayStation is now jumping on board when it comes to new items. So be careful there. I'm guessing it's probably not new vintage like games and stuff like that. It's going to be like new systems and probably new games, like something that was just released type of thing. And they do it to protect their brand in the sorts of item being guaranteed, warranted, and real, authentic, things like that. So with PlayStation, if you're selling it and you get booted, you got to prove with a receipt that you bought that new item. So if you do buy it new, make sure you get it with a receipt from like a Best Buy or something if you resell it that shows you bought it new. I don't think like buying it at a thrift store is going to be proof enough. Like if you find a new PlayStation 5 at the thrift store, yeah, that's not going to, you can probably sell that quicker walking down the street anyway. But just be careful. More brands are jumping on board. So that's what I mean by selling new items. There's so many brands out there putting a lot of money into protecting their brand and trying to cut down on mainly bootlegs and, counterfeit items. But the people, just the normal resellers, are going to get thrown into the mix too, because it's not about weeding it out. It's about just protecting all their brand when it comes to new product. So be careful there. So if you get a new copy of the newest whatever PlayStation game system, keep the receipt. All right. So that's what I meant by that. Let's see if there's any questions or whatnot. Since I only got like 11 items, well, probably 13-ish items now to ship. So, all righty. Once again, thanks everybody for all the love and support with my baby boy. The channel, commenting, liking, and all that stuff. Truly appreciate it. The channel is moving right along, so thank you. Thought you had lost your dog. Swear I just seen him on your video. I've got 2 dogs. You saw Courtney. Well, I had 2 doggies. Go back and watch my videos. You must be new. And I appreciate you. But go back and watch the videos. My guess at what's happening when you use the international eBay shipping, the buyer gets to see what the estimated import duties will be, which they won't normally see until the delivery. Well, actually, now that most countries have VAT, meaning they're paying those import fees up front. So they're paying them at checkout. So they're not getting taxed when it comes to them at the door. So the countries using VAT are not, they're knowing what they're paying their fees up front, so they know what they're getting. So, but as I said, it has not changed anything on my end as of yet. But that being said, if eBay did shut down for that many hours last night, I won't get a true feel for it probably for another 24 hours after all my items re-index, or however the system works, whatever the case may be. Who knows? They're coming after us, right? That's what it feels like. Did you see any impact when you opted out of the international shipping? Just updated you on that. So depending on what kind of videos I come out with this weekend, I'm going to probably get out and look for some yard sales tomorrow if it's not raining. So I should have, hopefully we'll try to get a yard sale video up this weekend. And if I do a pooling and or shipping video, I'll let you know throughout the weekend. If not, I'll update you all on that Monday, which will give us a nice window as to if anything changed. So we're getting the same issues here in Australia and have been told it's the server. Some of the sellers don't ship internationally. So yeah, I'm a full believer too that servers are a problem, because half the time the site tells you it's a server issue. When I tried opting out of the international yesterday, I got, sorry, it's us, not you, our server is down. So that being said, as I've said countless times before, I found that article where they're doing a 3-year server swap out, replacing the servers. That was in 2018 or 19, I don't remember exactly. Then COVID hit. So whether that project was postponed and is done or not, or still in the process, I am not 100% sure. Every time I call, I ask the person if they know anything about it. None of them do. And I go, well, there's an article out there if you want to find more about it. The last girl I talked to, she was very engaging with the conversation. And she goes, I'm going to treat your account like it's my account. I'm going to dig into things and stuff for you and stuff. And I told her she could Google that server thing and she'll find the article that's out there. But sorry to hear about Vern. I as well opted out. Funny, I never enrolled in it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I was in the global because of my bigger items that I don't ship overseas. So if somebody wanted to pay stupid high shipping on that stuff through eBay to ship them, they could. So I guess since I was in that, that's why I was opted in already. So opting out still yet has not changed nothing, but we'll see. So I followed eBay's videos on this and got screwed on the shipping. I made no money on 5 sales going overseas on CDs. I paid the shipping. I was like, what? eBay needs to do a little better job explaining this. I'm not sure how they're handling it personally. So I haven't had no experience in how it's doing. I think the advanced promoted may have something to do with the different behavior of the site. Yes and no. I don't think the used product world like this is using advanced because there's no money to be made in it using it. The advanced search is pay per click. I lost $1 in 5 minutes just putting hats. So it's not sustainable for, I think, the type of business most of us do. It's more for those businesses like, say, there's a Best Buy on eBay, and I'm just going to throw names out here. Radio Shack, even though they're not around no more, and JC Penney's, and they all have brand new several hundred pieces of something, and they're all competing. That's where that advance is going to come into play, is if you've got like new product and you have a buttload of it, then pay-per-click will work for you if it's fast-moving stuff. But for this low-dollar, used, one-off type of pieces, the advance is, unless I'm missing something, it's not worth it. It won't work. It will send you to bankruptcy in no time. So I don't feel it's affecting this field. On behalf of Vern, thank you. I gotta skip those. I enjoy listening to you and your thoughts. You're right, everyone is unique, and I absolutely hate labels. Keep on being you. Thank you. I did pretty good yesterday, so I'm trying to do better today. All right, all these coming up now are about Vern, so I'm going to move on. So let me see if Stamps is working properly yet, or if it's going to pull double the orders over again. Okay, we got old stuff here, so let me refresh and see what it does. And I'll go ahead and refresh Pirate Ship, because I'll probably be using it. All right, now let me get I need LP mailer, and it looks like that's it, LP mailer. Yeah, it's taking forever to load again, so it's just not working properly. I'm going to send them an email on that response they gave me. They gave me a response that said it's working now, just delete your old store and reconnect it, and it should work fine, but it's not working. So it's not working properly, and it's probably going to pull over double. So let's get started. All right, first up, we got another CD long box. Headed to Louisville, Kentucky. Sold for $5.99. Probably free shipping. But it's time to move these things out of here. Running out of tape. All right, we're going LP US 11.2 media mail. Boom. So yeah, trying to think if there's another topic I was going to talk about with the quickness. Yeah, it pulled everything over double again. So I'm going to have to email them and tell them it's very slow. I don't know, Zitch. And that it's pulling everything over double. God. These nose hairs from blowing my nose and crying and stuff. Tickling me. So, back over here. All right, next up, we've got Jackson Hole, Wyoming, women's hat. Headed to Daytona Beach, Florida. Sold for $6. All right, I'm composed again. Let me jump back down in here. If you had any type of international shipping option added to a listing with the new eBay, international was turned off from that listing. So you are basically opting out already. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. At least that's how I understand it with the frequently asked questions. Yeah, I was kind of feeling that too, but hey, it's worth a shot, especially if somebody else, got results from it. So, John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. So, it was worth a shot. It's not going to hurt anything because I do all the international. I'll be curious to see if I got any international. Actually, let me look at stamps since it pulled everything up. I got one Czech Republic, and that's it. But everything was shut down overnight anyway, so when that happens, I don't get nothing international anyway. So, we'll see throughout the weekend how it stacks up. It doesn't feel like anything's changed, so I'm not expecting anything. And I obviously listed a lot less this week than any other week, just because giving Vern extra love and time. I don't know if I told this on video or not. Maybe I did. I told a couple people that yesterday, but I don't remember if I said it on video or not. But a couple of days before Vern stopped walking, we were just sitting on the driveway, and this carpenter bee came up like a foot from our faces and kind of just stared at us and went in front of him, stared at him, would zip away, then come back and like look at us again, like a foot in front of our face, zip away. I don't know if he was trying to check out if we were wood to bore into or what, but now every time I see a carpenter bee, because they're always around, I got Vern memories, so that's cool. We got this Laidlaw hat. Trucking company, sold for $10.50, headed to Atherton, California. I got a see if I should take her to the post office or not. I don't think I'm at least not going to today because I just don't want to hurt her back legs. So she's very awkward in a car. So. And I thought about putting her in the front seat kind of sideways and seatbelting her in, but I don't think she'd be happy. And she would just get out of it anyway. But I might run into yard sales while I'm out, and I don't want to leave her in the car. So I think I'll just leave her here today. Nobody's here, I don't think. So Alex may be here. Alrighty. Just a lot of Vern love. A lot of Vern love. What I forget in my videos, as soon as I ever make a smile, I said, right when you said Coca-Cola, I was listing Coca-Cola items. I don't even remember saying Coca-Cola in that video. Right after, I'm like, I said Coca-Cola in that video? I don't even know what I say in these videos after I'm done. I kind of start playing it to make sure the audio and stuff's working, and then I kind of just leave it at that. So we got another one of Jan's put together things that she loves finding at the bins and putting into lots, or these little stickers and crafty stuff. So this little craft lot sold for $13.50, headed to Arizona. So well, $13.50 for these light little pieces. Good on Jan. Good on Jan. That will be t-shirt size poly bag. 2.8. Oh man. Offers still seem to have been messed up, but last night I got a decent amount of offers that came through. But now we're over an hour from the last sold item that sold. So that normally doesn't happen especially on a Friday, unless something's up. We know something's always up. Jan found this. I just listed it. Mary Poppins Disney, the new musical. Little purse headed to Washington. Sold for $16. So another nice little Jan pickup. Poly bag t-shirt. 4.3. I got Vern hair on my hat when I was laying with him, and I don't want to wipe it off. Our neighbor, she was talking about what she did with one of her pups, and I didn't even think of this, being the day and age we're in, is they pulled blood and hair, so DNA, and packaged up the DNA for her, so that if cloning, yeah, Alex is here, I hear him. If cloning becomes a thing, she can clone her dog. I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that with Vern? He would have been the perfect pup to clone. Next up, we've got Universe cassette featuring Dexter Wenzel. I think he might be leaving for work now. Headed to Racine, Wisconsin. Sold for $8. I think cloning is going to be what kind of talked about in yesterday's video about what makes up a person. Like, is it a soul that's in the body, or is it the body itself that makes that person, that personality, right? I think DNA and cloning will be a real key indicator to that, because if you cloned the same animal that you had, like if I cloned Vern, I would know if everything was spot on about the new one as opposed to the original, right? I would know every nuance that he did because I was with him. So it would be a perfect test to see if the personality and the idiocracies, if you will, are exactly the same. And if that is the case, then it would probably lean more toward that it's the brain and the makeup of the body that creates the personality of the person, so to speak, as opposed to like a soul or something driving the body. So, interesting. I wonder if there's been research done on that yet. That's something I might read about, if there's something research done on that. That would curiosity me. Next up, we've got, are you ready for a cassette live? Yeah. All right, you got 6 cassettes that sold for $36. We've got Collective Soul. Great cassette. I worked in the music store in 93. I started. This came out in 93. But we got the original ones before they were signed on Atlantic Records. And I ended up buying one of the original cassettes because it was a good album. So then when they got signed immediately after, those were immediately pulled if there was any in stock and sent back. And then that became a collector's item. So if you ever see the Collective Soul, Hints, Allegations, and Things Left Unsaid, and it doesn't have the Atlantic logo there, I forget what it will have there, the little label that they were on. But that will be a collectible item. And then we've got Jim Croce, Best Of. We've got The Judds, Why Not Me? Eddie Rabbit, Foreigner Records, and George Strait. Here we go. This one always needs one. That one's going to be fine. This one's going to be fine. This one, fine. This one should be fine. All right. Scanning the scene at the city tonight. Looking for you to start up a fight. There's a feeling in our brains. It's nothing new. If you're a wrestling fan or even like a business fan, AEW wrestling, man, is getting ready to take a huge growth spurt. I think they're getting ready to sign like $1 billion deal for TV. I think it takes it like I think quadruples the amount of money they'll be making per hour of TV, if I remember correctly. So that's going to be a huge jump for a company like that. So big little growth spurt coming for AEW Wrestling. And then they also sold, well, not sold out yet, but Wembley Arena. They've sold over 60,000 tickets. That's just crazy. Headed to Phoenix City, Alabama. All right, we're going polybag t-shirt size. 13.4. Media mail. Oh, man. It's like what I wonder with eBay. I mean, being most of our numbers are down so drastically. And like, I sell a lot of one-off type of hats and stuff. And I'm sure there's many of you out there that have like one-off type of stuffs in your store. And it's like, that would sell if eBay was working properly, but is not. So if our sales are down so drastically, I know they've got to be feeling it somehow, some way. And you would think after so long there would start being some pressure put on somebody. Ethel Meat Plow CD. Headed to Alexandria, Virginia. Sold for $5. Because it just doesn't make sense to have a website so messed up for so long and be losing so much money for someone not to say, hey, stop, wait, something's going on here. Wait, stop, something's going on. I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense. Because they just keep pouring junk on. Alrighty, we got genuine Dickies corduroy cap here, headed to Mount Vernon, New York. Sold for $11. Oops, don't do that. I saw a lot of people on the message board today complaining they couldn't send invoices. So that seems to be an issue for today. I have not. I hardly ever send invoices because people usually just check out and everything when it's working properly. We'll combine everything for them. So I don't know. What? We had one cha-ching since we've been doing this in 39 minutes. No, we didn't even have that, did we? No, because I pulled the last thing that was paid. Yeah. No, I didn't. So we had one at 9. No, that's that one. Yeah, so everything was paid. So I haven't had nothing, while we were doing this, I guess. So it just doesn't make any sense. emails whatsoever. Makes it hard to get to even $500 now. Performance. So, yeah. Wait a minute. So it's showing $114 now. But I'm not showing no emails of anything that's sold. Okay, so some things did come in. Oh, I wasn't pushed up. Never mind. Okay. So we did have some cha-chings. I thought I heard something. Okay. I wasn't pushed up on it. On the email. So, my bad. We had... those were paid. So we had like 2 Tony Rich CDs were paid, but those... There's another one. But those were bought yesterday. And then an Abercrombie hockey hat I took an offer for this morning was paid. And now we got a Glenn Miller cassette that was paid. So, okay. All right. At least there's some movement. Okay. Pay attention, James. All right, we got the Throbs cassette. Headed to Czech Republic. Sold for $6.30. I thought I wasn't going crazy. And last night, about 5 a.m., woke me up. I heard the Vern whine. And that's about the time you'd want to get up to go out and use the bathroom. But it was only one, down to one whine yesterday. Jan said she had an instance at her desk where she heard a whine too and looked around, thought Courtney was there or something. Courtney doesn't really whine. She does have this cool, whoops, I'm going the wrong one. When she's like barking at a neighbor through the window, in between barks, she's got like that pigeon sound. So she's... It's weird. Something vibrating in there. In her throat, I guess, or something. It's so funny. She sounds just like a pigeon. But she's only barked... I don't think she's barked out the window yesterday at all. She was barking out front, trying to get somebody to talk to her, knowing their animals were barking back. But she's definitely quieted down without him. Because he was the one that stirred the stuff up, you know. He was the energy. So he would instigate the barking, and that would get her going, and she was all excited and stuff. So without that, she's just very low-key again. And that big old intimidating bark. If you go back a little bit, you can watch some of his other videos that I put up when he was healthier. And that bark is just loud and intimidating to people that don't know him. Alrighty, we got St. Louis Cardinals hat headed to Alabama. Sold for $7. And I'm out of tape. Grab some tape. Let Timmy grab some tape. almost got lost in there. Almost got lost. I did feel for a moment yesterday the just kind of where I'm like I didn't have to watch anybody or take care of anybody. So I enjoyed that feeling, that moment for a minute. So I definitely need a break from caring, for, watching out, because Vern for the last 4 months, and then I had a year in between when my dad passed and Vern started having issues. So I got a year in there. But Jan's health issues we're always watching and always paying close attention to. So, but thankfully the meds she used now, Saxenda, I believe, instead of the Humira. Humira, she didn't seem to do, it kept it in check, but she would still have flare-ups of different things. But the Saxenda has been very, not just keeping all of her problems in check, but has even healed up the hole in the leg, the original hole, more than it's ever been. So that's been a positive thing. So as long as nothing starts going wrong with her, I'm going to have a break from, watching and taking care of somebody for a while. So definitely going to soak it in and breathe and relax mentally. And as soon as I get past my crying spells. Not really crying, more tearing up now. Just because I picture him struggling. That last video I put up, where he barely moved, that's not him. Even before that day, he would still bounce across the yard, So, just seeing that video, reassured I did the right thing. It doesn't make it easier, but it makes it less pain. It just makes it, I guess you could say it makes it easier knowing I did the right thing. I don't have to question myself, right? So, let's get these other orders shipped out. Whoops. All right, we've got In Separate Cities CD, sold on True Gather for $9, headed to Colorado. The negative feedback are starting to come back with a vengeance, man. Good Lord. Got another one overnight. Somebody's saying the tape didn't work properly. And didn't even contact me. So, of course, I had to contact them, let them know. And with cassettes, I just refund the people because since there's, I don't plan to know. So if they open up a return, I'll just refund them and then the negative will go away. But I don't worry. Oh, that's weird. First name on this order is Samuel. First name on the next order is Samuel. Different places, different people. But I don't worry about negative anymore. It doesn't impact anything except people's perspectives when they look at it. But anybody who looks at my feedback and sees, 8 negative for 12 months compared to the amount of positives, and don't see the 99.9 and instead see the 0.1. If they only see the negative, I don't want them as a customer anyway, because chances are they're going to leave a negative. So that's the way I kind of look at it. So when I respond, it's just assuring people that, hey, I tried to make it right, or I am trying to make it right. Just to show that I am engaged if there is an issue. And that's all you can do. Because some people just love being negative. Like that last guy. He wouldn't even open a return. He just wanted to leave the negative. It's like, oh, you really hurt my feelings. Compared to 290,000 positive feedbacks. Yeah, your negative really hurt me. That's what I think, just because he was a butthole. He wasn't a very nice human being. Okay, next up we've got Newsboys Greatest Hits, sold on True Gather, headed to Washington, sold for $630. James, you didn't put feedback in. Add tracking. PayPal just definitely went backwards with the way they do things. Good Lord. I just don't understand why websites go backwards in technology in these days. I just don't get it. How can you go, with all the technology out there, how can you go backwards when you update something? It takes more steps to do things. It just doesn't make sense. Oh, where's that? Here's another True Gather that I never received an email on. Or did I? It looks... Yeah, I shipped that yesterday. Dang it. And I forgot to put the tracking number. So let me go back and figure that out. Okay, what was the name? Anita. Let me see the print history there. I got shipped, but does that include what I print? Dagnabbit. You have to think of other words other than cursing so it doesn't come back. With YouTube telling you said a no word. Yeah, so how do I look up printed? Here we go, search print history. Okay, Samuel, this must be you. Date printed today. Oh no, that was Alex. So I did it on stamps. Did I put it in PayPal? Let's see. Anita. Nope. So why is it not showing me? Or did it delete it after 24 hours? Oh, that's gonna suck ass. Oh, because that's today. Let me hit past 7 days. There we go. There you are, Anita. We got you. Okay. Add tracking number. USPS. Submit. Doom. Mark as shipped. I hate when that does it. I don't know if that's the right number or not. There we go. Submit. Okay, now we can move on. Newsboy. Mail. Why is it gotta be so difficult? Difficult. Let's get difficult. That should be eBay's new commercial theme song. Let's get difficult. Let's get difficult. So you want to become an eBay seller? You can put in 12 hours of nice hard work, and we're just going to hide your listings. Let's get difficult. I want to get difficult. So many people in the past have tried starting up, a website to compete with eBay, all the way back to like Waggle Pop. But now would probably be a perfect time to pounce on that. If somebody put in a lot of money for a lot of advertising, I think you would have a lot of sellers jumping on board. I really do. If you marketed it correctly, anyway. Do something like take advantage of the world's largest flea market, type of thing. All right, Bonanza, we've got a pair of New Balance shoes. Sold for $17, headed to Massachusetts. Special seeing how so many websites in the last several years have taken little chunks out of eBay with Whatnot, Poshmark. I think the time would be perfect for someone to pounce if they were going to. Especially with as big as the YouTube community is with reselling. Now, it's like a lot bigger than I think it ever has been. And could really fuel the fire with something new that was geared in that direction. What's going on here? First class mail. Why is it the price ain't changing? The price is still showing the media mail price, which is weird. But I got it set on first class. Okay, now it changed. All right. That is it. We are at... Did I not put that in there also now? I thought I put the tracking on there. Guess I did. Make sure I did it on you PayPal. Nope. Oh, yeah, I did. It's right there. Don't know. I added something. All right. So, I have it in my performance tab. And we're only at 125 at 11:10. So, we've gotten really nowhere. Pulling teeth just to get to $500. Sad. Very sad. All right. We will see what the weekend holds. All right. Well, hope everybody has a great weekend. And thanks, everybody, for all the love and support. And I got a couple of CDs to resurface real quick. But I will see you all in the next video. Later.